How's it going, everyone? I think this is going to be our fourth knife review or knife video on our channel. And rained outside. It's kind of wet and muddy out there, so I think today would be a good day to do just a little indoor desktop look at a knife. But before I forget, I want to do a shout out today to Cowboy C Bop. Um, I watch his videos all the time. He's probably the most entertaining knife reviewer you're going to find on YouTube. And also, he just raffled off a Rambo First Blood knife, the movie knife, and unbelievably, I won. So I don't think I've ever won a drawing for anything before, so I'm beyond excited about that. He said he's going to be shipping that out. So once I have that, I will for sure do a video on that. But Cowboy C Bop, I want to say thank you to you and anybody who's watching this. Check out his channel if you haven't already. He's awesome. So, today we're actually going to look at my first Bowie knife that I ever got. This was probably about 10 years ago. My dad's best friend gave his knife collection to me, and this was the Bowie knife in his collection. There were some other knives too, folding knives and different knives. Um, but this looked like an absolute monster to me. This is a Fox and Hound Bowie, and now compared to some of the huge Bowies that I have, this is not that big. But when I first held this, I couldn't believe the size of this knife. It's actually, the blade is about a quarter inch shy of 9 inches. So it's almost a 9 inch blade, about 8 3/4 inch blade. It's Damascus. When he gave it to me, I think it had been sitting in the sheath for years, and the whole one side of it was kind of covered in like a dark rust, completely corroded, and basically, I just gave it some sanding to get that off of there. It's still very kind of rough looking, rustic, but if you can get a good focus on it, you can see that it's Damascus. And actually, if anyone who's watching this can identify exactly what model this is, I've spent hours online trying to find this exact Fox and Hound model, and I cannot find the same exact knife. It's got the brass S-guard here. Like I said, about an 8 3/4 inch blade. It's Damascus. And like I do with almost all my knives, I've got the athletic tape wrapped around the handle, and I don't feel like taking that off, but underneath is, I believe it's like an antler handle. I don't know what kind of tang is in here. I assume it's a stick tang, but it seems to be put together really well. This knife is obviously decades old at least, and it's never had any rattle to it or anything. I haven't beat it up much. I did take it outside before when we did like a chopping contest between a bunch of big knives and gave it 10 chops on a 2x4 and everything, and it's held together fine. But it's a good looking knife, and I have a sentimental connection because this is my first Bowie, and it was from my dad's best friend. My dad's passed away now, and his best friend has passed away, so this is kind of like a memory. But other than that, I don't know if you just want to try to get a good look at this knife. You can see the handle. Again, brass pommel, brass guard. It feels really good in the hand. The only modification I made at all to the blade was this was originally where the choil is. The edge came down a 90-degree corner here, so there was always a chance if I choked up of kind of poking my finger there. So I just took an angle grinder and gave this an angle, so the finger has plenty of room to get in there. But other than that, like I said, I just took a sandpaper to it to get all the corrosion off there. It's still kind of rough, but kind of beautiful in its own way. So if anyone out there can identify this exact knife, let me know. I'm curious to know the model number and just look up more information about it. And other than that, I just wanted to share it with you. My very first Bowie knife, Fox and Hound Bowie, Damascus steel. And I guess that's about it for this week. So we will see you all in another week with another review. Thanks a lot.